Good evening. Namaste. My name is Rachana Thapa. I'm very happy to be standing in front of you representing women entrepreneurs in the month of March. It's been more than a year that Next Venture has been asking me to come and speak to them, speak to you. Unfortunately, 2017 was not the year that I could make my time. But I feel fortunate. 2018 started with me. The next venture, Ayushi, when he approached me saying, why don't you go and talk and represent women entrepreneur, I was a little apprehensive. I never, in my career, I never thought that I was never enthusiastic, I should say, as a women entrepreneur, and then I said, okay, maybe I'm going to go and tell my story. How we started, where are we now, if successes and failures, if I can have few women start their own business, if it's going to energize few women, why not? That's me, long time ago. And as you can see, I was a very shy and introvert person. I was very scared to talk, I was scared to face people. So today we are going, when Ayushi introduced, he talked about my various businesses, but today I'm going to talk about my Silver Mountain story, my journey with Silver Mountain so far. You add about Silver Mountain Kokosi bata khicheko photo. I'm not sure whether you can see that a Silver Mountain area, which is at Line Church, so it's 8 kilometer wari pari. You can see so many large buildings coming up. South of the 5-star hotels are on later. There are 3 existing 5-star hotels already in 1 kilometer periphery. Thank you very much. I think Azabanda, almost 18 years ago, when the idea of Silver Mountain was planted in our heads. It is not just me, but we are a group of 4 people. 4 equally energetic, headstrong people started Silver Mountain. I was a young mother. I just had my daughter. I was working in a hotel. My husband was also in the opening team of one of the 5 stars in Nepal. My other 2 partners were also a hotelier. So idea kasari ayo bhane, my husband was in the starting team of one of the 5-star hotels. They were interviewing a lot of people. Unfortunately, harek din they had to have around 500 employees. त्यसमा 10 जना पनि hotel management पढेको मान्छेहरु नेपालमा भेटिएन. So he used to come and tell me the sad story, Nepal being a country which was so dependent on tourism and hospitality, but our hotels were run by international hoteliers. संसारभरिको मान्छेहरु आएर नेपालमा काम गर्नुहुन्थ्यो. हाम्रो नेपालीहरु चाहिँ we were merely an order taker because we lacked hotel education. So we were young, we were enthusiastic, we were alikati clueless, and we decided why not, if we start a hotel school in Nepal, because we all went to a good hotel school all over the world. If we start giving a good foundation to our youth, we could be in a long term, in one day, our people could be actually working and running a hotel. As it is, we know, Nepali, they are very hospitable people. We are inbuilt, our nature is this. So we decided to open a hotel school with a good curriculum. Tara, at that time, it was the Nepal situation. We had internal turmoil going on. It was the time of insurgency. Situation राम्रो थिएन, हैन? So we started with just handful of 8 students. And in our own modest way, we started that business. We were from chairman to doorman, as you can say. We used to do everything ourselves. So when we started as a team, it is very important to have passion in you. It is very important to believe that it's your baby and you are going to let it grow. But त्यति बेला थाहा थिएन र त्यति बेला हामीलाई maybe we were a little naive also, but we put in our heart and soul into that business. So from our Lainchor building, we started Silver Mountain. When we were starting the school, as I said, time was not अहिलेको जस्तो समय थिएन. I remember त्यति बेला कतिजनाको प्यारेन्ट्सहरू हामीलाई स्पेसल रिक्वेस्ट गर्न आउनुहुन्थ्यो टु ह्याभ मेरो छोरीले होटल म्यानेजमेन्ट पढ्न इच्छा गरिरहेको छ, प्लिज त्यसलाई अरू नै सब्जेक्ट पढ भनेर भनिदिनुहोस्. होटल म्यानेजमेन्ट चाहिँ छोरी मान्छेले पढ्ने सब्जेक्ट छैन भनेर पनि दे युज टु टक अबाउट द्याट. सो त्यस्तो सिचुएसनबाट आजको 17-18 इयर्समा वी म्यानेज टु have our whatever name or whatever standings that we have right now is because of hard work and because of teamwork, I should say. मैले सुरुको फोटो देखाएको थिएँ. I think it was not very clear. As I said, I was a very shy and introvert person. मान्छेसँग अगाडि गएर बोल्न डर लाग्ने, मान्छेसँग आफूलाई एक्सप्रेस गर्न डर लाग्ने किसिमको नेचर भएको मान्छे म. But at the same time, I grew up in a family where women were very powerful. They were homemakers. My mother, my aunts, they were amazing people who would be धेरै नेपालीको household मा नहुने, it's not a practice, but they were decision makers. They had their own standings in the society. They were so. And most influential person while I was growing up was my grandmother. My grandmother was one strong lady, and she always used to tell me, you have to have a name, एक किसिमको आफ्नो standing life मा हमेशा हुनुपर्छ भनेर. So though I was a very shy person, I always used to push myself. I always used to take part in. Then I started pushing myself. There were a lot of failures, there were a lot of setbacks, but that did not let us drop the idea. So when we started Silver Mountain, Nepal ma, वैदेशिक शिक्षाको कुनै नीति थिएन. We were the first private hotel school, private school to have a foreign affiliation. So, as I said, we as a team, we worked really hard, because there was nothing to lose. The only thing that we would ever be losing was our mero lagi chahi, more than money, it was name. It was mero afno standing, mero afno izzat. We had to work with the government. We had to work with the community. We have to work internationally in order to be where we are right now. Things might go wrong, but bounce back. We learned from our experiences. As a woman, it is also very, very important that we are always taught from a very young age that you're growing up to get married, you're going to be a mother, you're going to be a wife, you're going to have to be, you are धेरै कुराको रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी हुन्छ भनेर हामीलाई सानोदेखि सिकाइरहेको हुन्छ. तर हामीले आफ्नो आइडेन्टिटीमा, and then we want to be best everywhere. We want to be the best mother. We want to run the organization also. So यो सबै कुरामा चाहिँ हामीले के बिर्सन्छौँ भने हामी as a woman where we are right now. So what we need to do. So Silver Mountain pani we made a lot of mistakes. We had a lot of setbacks as well. But as a team, we learn from it. So when we are, as I was talking, when we are making mistakes, we have to learn from it. As a women entrepreneur, I always say like we are blessed with some kind of quality where we can sense, we do have sixth sense about it. But then again, what I have learned so far in these 17 years or in these 18 years of my life is you have to be a healthy competitor. You have to believe in competition, and you also have to be. Also have to believe that you are not sitting on an ivory tower. When we started long ago, Silver Mountain was the only hotel school, private hotel school in Nepal, and in this 17 years of time, अहिलेको दिनमा more than 40वटा होटल स्कुलहरू नेपालमा खोलिसकेको छ, जसमा धेरैवटा मेरो स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूले धेरैवटा टिचर्सहरूले खोलिसक्नु भएको छ हैन. So what we as a team always believe is हामीले कहिले पनि यो सोच्नु हुँदैन कि I'm the best, we are in the ivory tower and we think that we are the best भनेर भन्यो भने your downfall would start then and there. So as a owner, as a co-owner, you always need to have an idea how you are going to go about it. But again, what we usually do is we usually train people, we share our ideas, we bring in people from outside, we share what we have done so far, and it's a healthy competition. As soon as you feel that, as soon as you start believing that you have reached certain point and then no one can beat you, then that's your downfall would start then and there. For me, it is extremely important to have a good team. That's what is my forte. As a entrepreneur, as a woman, as someone who's running a business, what drives me is my people. Someone who's at Silver Mountain, if you come anytime, Silver Mountain is full of teachers, Silver Mountain is full of students. Silver Mountain is also somewhere a youth, a Nepali youth comes every day to see his or her future, just like us. When I started a slide, I noted that, I told you, Kathmandu वरिपरि कतिवटा 5-star hotelsहरू बन्दैछ, के हुँदैछ भनेर. युथहरूसँग काम गर्नको लागि you need to have a good team. So हामीले के गर्छौं भने, what I always believe is who you are, what you are, and what's your standing is all about whom you work with, your staff, your people that runs your organization. So it is always important to have a good people. Leader is not someone who is an alpha dictator, someone who would be talking about himself or herself. So as a team, what happens in our organization is, as I said, we are 4 directors, we are 4 owners, co-owners at Silver Mountain. So each one of us have our own strength. So what we do is we are not just there for the namesake, we are working there full time. So when we lead as a leader, each one of us is trying to bring up that organization. Each one is in a healthy competition to make that our own department stronger. So as a team, when you have, and the education is such that, our line is such that we are selling, yes, we are making money, that's there, Silver Mountain or any organization, we are there to make money, but at the same time, we are we are responsible for someone's future as well. So in this business, in order to have good people, I always believe it's not only someone with a fancy CV, no, that we would not be hiring. कस्तो किसिमको मान्छे हुनु पर्यो भने अहिलेको युथलाई मोटिभेट गर्न सक्ने, अहिलेको युथलाई नर्चर गर्न सक्ने, somebody who sees gray as well. I always say, you know, हाम्रो पहिला पहिला के हुन्थ्यो, there's always black and white, either right or wrong. But what I believe is there's a lot of gray that needs to be understood, that needs to be accepted, that needs to be nurtured, and that needs to be addressed. आज यहाँ हलमा पनि कतिजना बसिरहनु भएको छ, उहाँहरूले पनि आजको 20 वर्ष अगाडिको युथ र तपाईहरुमा धेरै नै फरक छ. You are more aware, you are more सबैको नेपालमा कम्युनिकेसन धेरै नै डेभलप भइसक्यो. Everyone has a lot of questions, and similarly students who come to Silver Mountain, they have a lot of questions. Silver Mountain मा आएर एउटा होटेलियर भएर भोलि संसारको कुनै कुनामा मात्र गएर काम गर्ने मात्र होइन कि as a able citizen, as a responsible मान्छे पनि एउटा प्रोड्युस गर्ने हामीले जिम्मा लिएर बसेको छौं. धेरैजना पेरेन्ट्सको, धेरैजना फ्यामिलीको, most probably first or second generation of youth going to college or university, अझै पनि यो सिचुएसन छ. So, as a team, it's not just me, but my whole team works toward making their life with us, not just like they would not just be studying hotel management, or we just don't sell the idea of, you know, you would be in next 4 years time, you would be working in this fancy hotel somewhere, but in 4 years time, once you pass out from my school, you would go back as a better person. You would be more tolerant, you would be more accepting, so you would be more responsible. I think our country needs that, and I think everyone who works for Silver Mountain also believes in that. More so, I also feel that, you know, we're talking about entrepreneurship, and as Arishji said, it's about women entrepreneurship. As a woman and as an entrepreneur, I think we all are, I would not make it more gender biased, but it is also very important to be humble in our life. I get those inspirations from my family, from my friends, from people who are around me, that I get, I don't have to look further. People like my mother, my mother-in-law, my aunts, you know, their actions and their deeds, that always inspires me. I remember my mother-in-law, who is a housewife, who wants to believe that she is a very simple housewife, but she doesn't understand the kind of power she generates from her. You know, I look up to her, and I learned that it is also very important to be giving. It is also extremely important to be nurturing. My mother, who is a very strong person, who is also a homemaker, but who is also a decision maker in her own right. So when we look around, it is not necessary that we have to read a book, or, you know, we have to be inspired by so and so, no. We just have to look around, and I think this all will build up for us to be a better person and for us to run our company. It's not only important that you set up a company and you have a fancy name card and that's that. As a company owner, as someone who's responsible not just for your own money, but somebody who's responsible for so many people who would be attached to you, it is important that all these aspects about you take care of. Again, I also want to emphasize here that you take care of your own self, be it physical, mental, emotional well-being. I would be addressing more to women right now, because throughout our life, we forget that, you know, We are either working for our family, we are either working for our company or for our children, but we neglect ourselves. I remembered this and I realized this when I turned 40. I always used to think that, um, I have a responsibility and whatever I have done so far, that is for someone else. I'm working, but I'm not making much of an impact. That's what it was in my head. And then my daughter, she's, she's also a staunch feminist, um, and who is also my friend. She started making me realize, my importance. You need that factor in your life. You need that someone in your life who also tells you that you are also an important human being. You are also someone, you're responsible for so many people's happiness. You are responsible for so many people's well-being as well. So why not take care of it? Perhaps this is not a suitable platform to talk about it, but since this is a month of women and month of March, I would like to request all of you, especially women, to take care of your emotional well-being. We have a lot of stigma attached to it, especially in Nepal, when we say, going to a therapist is pagal bhayo bhanera. But talking to someone is one of the best medicine I can recommend through this platform today. Not just as a woman, but as an entrepreneur of today, it is very important to be aware. What you know or what you are doing right now, maybe other people would know more. Because at the press of a button, they would be, the whole world is in front of them. So I suggest everyone to do a lot of research. Your small mistakes, your small one ad can make or break you. I'm sure all of you must have read about the recent PepsiCo ad about one wafers for women or Big Pen's ad for women. It's all over the internet. So your smallest of act can make or break your organization. So it is always very, very important to do a research. Never think that people who are working with you, people who work for you, do not know. It is also very important to be transparent in your business, because all the stakeholders should know where you are standing, where you are leading your company, what's your plan as well. So transparency is very, very important. The last point I would like to share, my experience is, you always have to give back. You are not given all the power just when you are given all the power, it is also important that you are doing something for the society. I'm not talking about you donating millions of dollars or setting up a fund. If you are doing that, it's good for you. But as an entrepreneur, as someone with a voice, as someone with the power to change the society, change the community, it is also very important that your simple act, your simple advocacy can do so much to the society. I remember when we were starting, we had one Swiss consultant who was working with me, and I always remember that story. He used to work in some South American country in a remote area and in a very cold area. So they were donating sweaters in that area. Every year, during winter, Daroma sweater unharule donate garnuhuन्थ्यो. So what he told me was, rather than donating a sweater, he started a drive to teach them how to knit. So उहाँले के सुरु गर्नुभयो भने ऊन लिएर आएर दिनुभयो, उहाँहरूलाई स्किल सिकाउनु भयो. सो एउटा स्वेटरले एउटा जाडो जानको सट्टा, once they learned how to knit a sweater, they their winters were sorted for a long, long time. So similarly, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's running a company, what I believe is whatever you would be starting with, whatever industry that you would be doing is, rather than just solving a short-term problem, teach them skill. We at Silver Mountain, what we do is we work closely with various organizations, various people. One of the cause which is very close to my heart is working with youth with Down syndrome. They are very, I'm not sure whether many of you know or not, but they have, because of their extra chromosome, they are differently abled. They're special, we treat them as a special children or special youth. But they are very humble, they are very happy people, and in society we are opening up, but we have not accepted them the way we should be. So what we do is we train them in their own capability. We train them in housekeeping or front office, simple cooking and service, and they are working right now in various places. So that उनीहरूलाई त्यो एउटा सम्मान, एउटा उनीहरूको पेरेन्ट्समा त्यो ह्याप्पिनेस, उनीहरूले म पनि केही गर्न सक्छु भन्न सक्ने क्षमता ले गर्दाखेरि in our own way we are doing our bit. So as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's aspiring to be an entrepreneur, I always encourage you people, all of you to, make plans. If you open up, if you start a business, what are you going to do after that? Many a times what happens is we start a business, we reach at certain point, and then we don't have plan to go further. When we started again going back to my story, when we started a long time ago, we did not know that we would be reaching so far. But we always had a dream, we always had a plan. We had a plan B as well, what we are going to do if we fail. Not that we have not failed, but it is very, very important to be progressive. It is very important to be समयसँग चल्न सक्ने क्षमता चाहिँ हामी सबैमा हुनुपर्छ. So that's my story so far. Thank you very much for listening.